Hey everyone, this is Brad Cohen with Funkhauser Real Estate Group back again for another video this month. This month's topic, we're going to be talking about whether somebody is ready to buy a home. Are you ready to buy a home? This is a question I get a lot from people who are sick of the rental market, or they're just ready to take that next step into what they believe in, the American dream or something like that. So I get this question a lot, and the next set of questions that we're going to review are tips for kind of whether you know you're ready to buy or not. First, do you know how much you can afford? There's a lot of great resources available online for you to start by doing some basic ballparking of numbers. Using a basic online mortgage calculator is great to get an idea of what a mortgage is going to cost you. You would also want to bear in mind how much of a change that's going to be from your current living situation. If you're currently renting and maybe you have a roommate, or your current monthly payment for housing includes some utilities, you want to make sure you leave that overage and you have a really good idea of what you can afford. Second, do you have a down payment? It is a myth. You do not need 20% down to buy a house. There's programs out there now as low as 100% financing, but you want to make sure you know what you are getting yourself into and how your down payment amount can affect what your monthly housing cost is going to be. For example, the more you put down, the lower your housing cost is going to be on a month-to-month basis. So you want to take a look at your finances and see what your down payment ability is. Even doing something as low as 5% could do better than doing something that could be 100% financing. Third, will you have money left over after closing? This is a big one that I hear with a lot of first-time buyers is you've worked really hard saving up to make sure you've got your down payment and enough for your closing costs as well, and then you get to the first 6 months or a year of home ownership and you go, oh my gosh, I gotta call a plumber, and that wasn't in the budget. So you want to make sure that you're not completely liquidating your savings, and it's a good idea to have at least 3 to 6 months saved up as a reserve after you have paid for your down payment and closing costs. The next two I'm going to kind of combine. So first, is your credit in good shape, and what does your debt situation look like? These are the conversations that you're going to be having with a mortgage lender when you're talking about doing the pre-qualification or pre-approval process. If your credit's not in great shape and you have a high amount of debt, it's probably going to limit your purchasing power. So it's a good idea to get those things in line before you do the full pre-qualification process. But a good and experienced mortgage lender can also help you through that process and give you strategies to either bring your credit up or reduce your debt load so you'll be able to qualify to purchase the home you want to. Finally, a good question to ask yourself is, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? If you're only planning on being in a particular area for a year, maybe 2 years, then buying may not be the best option for you. You may like the flexibility of rental. However, it's always good to kind of do a cost-benefit analysis. If it's going to cost you $1,500 a month to rent for 2 years, but it's only going to cost you $1,200 a month to buy the same property, that may be a good break even for you. It all depends on what your investment in the property is, and really doing just kind of an honest analysis of what that's going to be. If you're going to be in an area for more than 3 to 5 years, then it definitely makes sense to purchase. So that concludes this month's video on Are You Ready to Buy a Home? These are just some basic tips to kind of help you through the process. If you'd like to speak further or are considering that process, I'd be happy to sit down with any of you all and talk through more specifically what some of those terms are. Especially the financial side, I know can be a little confusing. If you have any other questions, or if you are thinking of buying or selling a home, feel free to check out the links below, and I'm always available on my cell phone. Thanks so much, and I look forward to speaking with some of you soon.